Good evening. My name is Joe Klimchak, and it's a great honor to be your MC for this very special celebration. Tonight we've come together virtually to celebrate 50 years of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre and to officially welcome PBT's incoming Artistic Director, Susan Jaffe. As a PBT school parent, subscriber, and all-around ballet fan, I am just as excited as you are for tonight's program, full of exciting interviews, music, and dance, just for you, our PBT family. Get ready for world premiere choreography from PBT Company dancers, created from home under the unique circumstances of working remotely. We'll enjoy a conversation between artistic directors Terrence S and Susan Jaffe. Also coming up, a visit with our PBT Company dancers. We'll see what our PBT school and community programming have been up to, and we'll be treated to our wonderful PBT Orchestra, all from home. To start the night, I'd like to thank our co-chairs who have made this incredible night possible. On behalf of our presenting sponsor, PNC Bank, I'd like to introduce to you Dawn and Audrey Heberly.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us. We're thrilled to be hosting this very special virtual event celebrating 50 outstanding years of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre.
And in true Pittsburgh fashion, we're excited to help welcome our newest neighbor, Susan Jaffe, as she steps into the role of Artistic Director at PBT. While tonight's event might not be exactly what we had planned for, celebrating PBT's 50th anniversary, the creative and innovative spirit of the ballet shines brighter than ever. Tonight, you'll see how many facets of the organization, the company dancers, PBT school, and community engagement programs have adapted to continue the ballet's mission during these unique times. PNC is proud to join the Pittsburgh Steelers as co-sponsors of tonight's celebration, along with many others supporting PBT's artists.
As we celebrate 50 years, let's take a look back at some of the highlights of the 50th season. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre is Pittsburgh's professional ballet company, and this year it celebrates its 50th anniversary. And by Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre, we mean the artists who give life to the repertoire, the supporters who bring it to the stage, the subscribers we know by name, the students chasing their dream, the audience members who experienced ballet for the first or the 50th time, the thousands of lives over 50 years that have intertwined to make Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre the company it is today. Since its inception, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre has danced works by more than 80 choreographers in thousands of performances in Pittsburgh, across the United States, and overseas. Its artistic directors have brought influences from some of the world's major ballet companies. But as the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette has said, there is something so Pittsburgh about this ballet company, and it excels at what it does. In 1969, Laurie Faulk and Nicolas Petrov founded Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre on a simple premise.
Pittsburgh didn't have any professional dance company. That was my dream, to develop a professional company.
But to do it, he needed financial backing and, perhaps more importantly, an influential leader with the respect of the city's artistic and philanthropic community. He needed Laurie Faulk and her husband, Leon.
Because without Laurie Faulk, I don't think that the company would have survived. I don't think that the company would be what it is today.
We would not even be here if it wasn't for Laurie Faulk starting Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre and being our first chair, our benefactor, and a major volunteer. She worked in the costume department. She'd work selling tickets. She'd go out and do fundraising. She would do anything so that Pittsburgh would have a ballet company. She always saw the big picture, what ballet theatre could be and what it would become.
In the 1970s, PBT hit the ground running with its first performances at the Pittsburgh Playhouse in affiliation with Pointe College, and later its first subscription season at the Syria Mosque. Stars from New York City Ballet and American Ballet Theatre made regular guest appearances. Luminaries like Frederick Franklin, Ruth Page, and Leonid Messine set and taught master classes.
They wrote also in New York Times and in London about in Pittsburgh that something happening.
By the end of the decade, PBT became fully independent of Pointe Park and established Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre School, a training ground for the next generation of professional dancers. In the 1980s, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre bloomed under another influential artistic director, Patricia Wilde, a former New York City Ballet principal dancer who worked closely with George Balanchine and brought many of his iconic works to the company. One of the first was Serenade.
The curtain went up on Serenade, and the audience went, and I said, yes, I did it. They're excited by this. That was something that I felt was very necessary for the company, to have the Balanchine repertoire and to work with the dancers on the technique. We were working together to build something that would look good on the international stage.
In the early 1990s, Terrence S. Orr, then ballet master for American Ballet Theatre, visited Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre to set Agnes de Mille's Fall River Legend and Rodeo. In 1997, a retiring Patricia Wilde convinced him to return as artistic director.
It's been really wonderful to watch the company grow and get better every day. It was always my original to say we were going to do famous works from other places in the world that have never been danced here in Pittsburgh, and to do brand new works, and to be able to do the classics. And I think we've achieved all of that. The Pittsburgh Ballet is a very important part of the cultural institution of Pittsburgh. And it's my honor to keep the heritage of Pittsburgh through our ballet company.
Today, thanks to the leaders who have passed the torch, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre is the professional ballet company that Laurie and Nicolas dreamed of, and much more. Today, Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre is a company of 31 dancers from 7 countries, a school of over 1,200 students, a state-of-the-art strip district campus, tens of thousands of audience members each season, inclusive and accessible experiences for all. It is ballet on stage, in the studio, in parks, classrooms, and community centers. It is Pittsburgh's source and ambassador for extraordinary ballet experiences. And it is a company that will never stop raising the bar.
What a wonderful look back at 50 years of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. And now we look to the future, introducing PBT's incoming artistic director, Susan Jaffe.
Here is to countless beautiful yesterdays.
And infinite promising tomorrows. Welcome, Susan. And
happy golden anniversary, PBT.
You made it over the hill, PBT. Cheers to what the next 50 years have in store.
I am so honored and blessed to be a part of this organization. I would like to thank everybody who had a hand in getting Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre to where we are today. I would also like to welcome Susan Jaffe as incoming artistic director. I am so excited to see to what new heights you bring this organization. Cheers to 50 years, and cheers to 50 more.
Congratulations on 50 wonderful years of bringing this beautiful art form to Pittsburgh.
We are absolutely thrilled to be a part of it, and welcome to the PBT family, Susan.
Cheers to 50 years, and welcome to the PBT family, Susan.
Welcome to our PBT family, Susan.
Congratulations to the ballet for 50 years of excellence. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're here now to celebrate the 50th, and I want to thank very much Bill and Carolyn Byam for being the chairs of our 50th, and also for all the kind of friendship and the patronage, the support that they give the city, the leadership, and the help we have around Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre because of them. They've been absolutely wonderful. And then we have some newer friends, Art and Greta Rooney, that are also the co-chairs of our 50th, and they've been absolutely fantastic. I first met Susan Jaffe when she was with the second company of American Ballet Theatre. We got to be friends, and I felt like a wonderful colleague. It was a wonderful time to be in the studio with her. And after she retired from being a great ballerina going around the world, she also had her own school in New Jersey. She was an assistant to our chair at the American Ballet Theatre during some very difficult times. She is now down North Carolina School of the Arts and running a great program down there. And she is the one that's going to be coming in and starting out our second 50th 50 years with Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre, and I welcome Susan Jaffe to Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. That's our first toast for us tonight. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Mariana. Well, I can't tell you what an honor it is for me to be taking over the helm after Terry Orr, who was a hero of mine and ballet master when I first joined American Ballet Theatre. And he was with us for quite a while before Pittsburgh stole him from us. But he's done great things for the company. And I am so excited to be coming into Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. It has a fantastic repertory. It's an amazing city and gorgeous dancers. And so I really feel like it's a dream come true. And also because Terry and Mariana have been there for so long. So it's really a special thing for me to be walking into Pittsburgh, and the company's in fantastic shape. The repertory is amazing, and I can't wait to get to know the city. Everybody tells me who lives in Pittsburgh said it's the most amazing city. So I so look forward to living there. So I wanted to ask you, Terry, we both came from ballet theater, and it had a huge array of repertory from classics to contemporary. And I was just wondering, as you were building the repertory for Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre, how did you do that to make it more Pittsburgh specific? I would love to hear how you built your repertory around that.
Well, I guess I can let the cat out of the bag a little bit now that I'm retiring, so as to what my secret is. But I just felt like when I was coming into Pittsburgh that I wanted to definitely mount the classics that were really good and to be able to update them so that they were fresh and alive and as good as any of the large companies in the world. And I think we really accomplished that with our classical ballets. I also wanted to be able to present to Pittsburgh some of the great choreographers and their great works. That was a mandate and something that I'd said when I applied for the job 25 years ago. And so, and the third thing was I thought it was important. Those things are very good for a museum, but you have to create work. So I wanted every year to be able to create works for the public, whether they're large or small, many or a few. And we've been able to do that through the years. Create really some fantastic works.
I remember you talking to me about some of those Pittsburgh-specific kinds of works, like your repertory of Indigo in Motion. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Indigo in Motion was a Lila Wallace grant, and I wanted to do a small work that was jazz work, and it was a collaboration, which I really made a mandate also to work within the city to do collaborations with other arts organizations. And the Manchester Craftsman Guild was the jazz experts really in town. And when I started working with them, we came up with a plan of being able to do a small quartet work and then do a medium-sized work with song and then do a large work. I had 3 choreographers that all had to have the same set because we couldn't afford to go and do all new sets for everything. And I couldn't get them to decide on it. So I ended up getting a painting, which resides now in the hallways here, of Pittsburgh. And it shows all the different jazz clubs in Pittsburgh. And so that was one of the reasons why I did that program.
So I want to hear one of the funniest moments you had while you were the artistic director of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre.
This one I probably have never told you, but you remember Akira Endo? Yes, okay. So when I came here, Akira Endo, who was our conductor at American Ballet Theatre, was also the conductor here in Pittsburgh. And Akira I'd known probably for 25 years from ballet theater and then here. And he always wanted to pull pranks on anybody that he could pull a prank on. One day he came up to me in Nutcracker. It was almost the last performance. And he had not been feeling well for the 2 days before. And he comes up to me and he says, you know, I want you to conduct the opening if you can. And the orchestra's gonna freak out when they see you walk down. There's nobody's gonna tell them. Nobody knows, not the stage manager, only you if you say you want to do it. Well, who doesn't want to conduct the orchestra? I think my whole life I wanted to conduct the orchestra. So here, Akira's given me a chance to do Nutcracker, and I went like, I could do it. And he says, you only have to do the opening. He says, but remember one thing. Remember the choreographer doesn't want you to start until Drosselmeyer walks out, turns around, and tips his hat. And I said, of course, because guess who's choreographed it? And I went, why would he tell me that? And so, because I walked out, and of course the orchestra is just like dropping in their face going, what happened? What's going on? And so all of a sudden my heart is racing like crazy, and I'm trying to think of the music because I basically only have 3 minutes between the time he told me that, walk on down, take the baton, walk out, and get the thing started. And I turned around to the audience. They recognized me all of a sudden. The spot comes down, and you hear this roar of applause. And I'm going like, oh, wow, this is great. Oh, what? And I take the baton, and I turn around, and I go, yum, bum, ba-da, ba, ba, ba. And all of a sudden, I could hear Joel backstage screaming out loud, what? And it was language that shouldn't be said. And I realized that I had screwed up, and I started going, and the program wasn't going, and everybody had to scramble around and catch up with me. Yeah, that was a funny moment.
Fantastic. Oh, what a great story. That's amazing. You know, actually, speaking of performances, I have heard that you have been working very hard with the dancers on some virtual dances from their homes. Do you want to show the audience
That'd be perfect,
what they've
Susan.
done?
That's perfect, yes. That would be really nice to be able to do.
Hi, Bill Byam, my wife Carolyn. We're both very proud that we were charter subscribers to the ballet. And I've been very proud of what Terry Orr has done with the ballet ever since. It was my honor to give him his first introduction from the stage, and I told him at that time we expected a lot of him, and that's what he's really produced.
And Susan, we'd like to welcome you to Pittsburgh. You're going to love the community. We moved here 50 years ago from New York City, and I know you went through a very rigorous process with the interview, and we just expect terrific things coming from you and the company in the future. And cheers.
Congratulations, PBT, on 50 years.
And welcome, Susan, to this exciting new chapter.
Cheers.
Congratulations, PBT, on 50 years of beauty and inspiration. And Susan, welcome. Cheers.
Congratulations, PBT.
50 years.
And going strong. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Susan. We love you, Terry. Cheers.
Congratulations! Congratulations, PBT, on 50 excellent years.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Susan. Cheers.
Happy 50th anniversary to Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre, and welcome, Susan. I'm looking forward to working with you. Cheers.
Congratulations, PBT, on 50 successful years.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Susan, and to the PBT. Cheers.
Welcome to the PBT, Susan. We are thrilled you decided to join us.
And congratulations to the ballet on 50 incredible years. Cheers.
Congratulations, PBT.
Tanti auguri.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Cheers.
Cheers, PBT, to 50 years of excellence. And congratulations, Susan. Welcome to PBT.
Cheers to Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre.
Congratulations on 50 beautiful years. Cheers to the next 50.
Cheers to 50 years, PBT.
Congratulations on 50 wonderful years.
And welcome to the PBT family, Susan Jaffe.
Congratulations on 50 wonderful years. And cheers to many more.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers to PBT for 50 fantastic years of bringing arts to the people in Pittsburgh. Here's to many more.
Cheers to PBT for bringing ballet to Pittsburgh for 50 wonderful years.
Congratulations, PBT, on being a staple in the Pittsburgh community for 50 years.
Congratulations, PBT, on an amazing 50 years.
And a warm welcome to Susan. We look forward to working with you.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Well, Susan, I think one of the reasons why we talked about the reason why you wanted to come here is because there's an incredible rep. There's rep here that I'm extremely proud of. And I think that it brought dancers here that wanted to dance in the company, not because they're going to make a gazillion dollars, but because they knew they were going to have a 38-week contract and they knew they were going to be able to have some wonderful rep to be able to dance. And so consequently, it was very exciting for me, to be able to talk to John Neumeier and be able to get Streetcar Named Desire, which took a little bit of discussing in person to make that happen. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that he didn't just love Mariana and wanted to make us both happy, he came here and spent a lot of time with Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre while we did Streetcar. So that was one of them.
And you also did one of my favorite ballets, In the Middle, Somewhat Elevated.
Absolutely. It was my only Billy Forsythe ballet. I'm very proud of it. And it's probably his signature piece that put him on the map. And it was just a phenomenal piece. The music is phenomenal, very, very strong. The lighting is outstanding. And it's the same lighting director that he always worked with. He worked with the same composer all the time. And they knew each other all very well. It was a very, very powerful piece. And on that same program, we did some Yuri Killian works too. So we ended up with about 6 Yuri Killian works, which I'm also very proud of. So I think of Yuri as being one of the great choreographers still alive today.
Yeah, you did Petit Moore.
Yes, we did Petit Moore twice.
Yeah, that's an amazing piece. And then also, you did a couple of Twyla Tharp ballets. I love Twyla, too. I've done so many of her works. And you did one of my favorite Twyla works, In the Upper Room.
Yes. Well, Twyla was great. I must say, I had a conversation with her one afternoon at her apartment after we had done a couple of her works. And she really opened up her books and said, Terry, I trust you completely, and you can have any one of my ballets you want. And I will never forget that, because I've always had and been in awe of her. Shelley Washington came here several times to be able to stage her works, and that was always great for me.
Oh, I'd love for you to tell us about Giselle and also La Bayadere.
Oh, wow. Well, La Bayadere for me was one of my favorite and probably most difficult ones because it's a long ballet, it's a big ballet. I didn't want to do it like Natasha's. I wanted to make sure to stay away from it because she really felt like she had made up hers and she brought it to the West, and I didn't blame her at all. I thought that was great. I just started from the beginning and working on it, and I decided in order to do it, I was going to have to use some of the school. So I started with the school for about a year ahead of time. And I did the whole shades and spent a tremendous amount of time, had a lot of help from both Margie and Janet, who are still here, and they helped me all the time. They were always in my rehearsals and always kept the detail that we had going on. And I really had a chance to get nuances that I don't think any big company gets that kind of time to be able to get done. So I was very proud of that. I'm also very proud of Giselle because of the help I get from Mariana, and she knows the ballet so well that she emulates being able to perform it and to be able to rehearse it. So, and I guess we've staged it something like 4 times here, and over the 23 years of performances. And each time, you know, I think it was kind of hard on marketing. They go like, oh, well, Giselle, really? That's an old-fashioned ballet. That's from romantic times. It's 200 years old and all of this. And then the first time, they didn't spend $3 on marketing because they didn't want to waste the money. And all of a sudden, they had one of the biggest turnbacks where all kinds of people were coming to see it, and it was a huge success. And you know, to come in the next week and everybody's going like, oh wow, I can't believe it, what a surprise, what did you guys do? They're talking to the market. The public wanted to come and see Giselle. That's probably now my favorite ballet. I could say that about every ballet that we just got finished doing. Because I'll say that about Swan Lake, I'll say it about Sleeping Beauty, I'll say it about Sextanza, I'll say it about, you know, Green Tables, whatever, you know.
You know, I just wanted to share with our audiences, not only was the reason why I wanted to come to PBT, the reason because of the repertory, but also because of you. And I just want to tell a little story about you when I first joined the company. And you were always so supportive and so positive towards me, and really was such a mentor. And I remember it was my first year, and I was so excited because I was one of the people chosen to learn the pas de trois in Swan Lake. And I was so excited, and I loved those solos. And then I found out that I did not get the part, and I was very forlorn and a little depressed. And we were at the Kennedy Center, and you said, oh, don't worry about it. Next year you'll be the Swan Queen. And you were right. I became the Swan Queen. And you know, you've always been that person in my life before you left ballet theater. So for me, it's so special to be here in Pittsburgh and to follow in your footsteps. It's such a gift to me. And so I want to say thank you.
Let's do a toast to you coming here because we're proud to have you. Okay.
Thank you
to our
so
50th
much.
And to your arrival.
Happy 50th.
Thank you.
True, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am. But why would you say that I am mad?
Isn't it so inspiring to see how our company dancers, all from their own homes, are able to come together to create beautiful new work, inspired by our current circumstances. From extraordinary times comes extraordinary art. Our company dancers are just one part of this outstanding organization. All facets of PBT have been hard at work, adapting to new challenges and continuing to fulfill our mission of bringing ballet to all. PBT School has shifted to online education, continuing to teach the next generation of dancers in their homes. Community engagement programs, they have gone remote as well. Students from all over the region have been joining PBT through Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook Live to share in that joy of dance. In fact, let's right now take a look at what PBT School and our community programs look like right now.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. Where are your knees? Where are your knees? Here I am. Here I am. Plie your knees. Now we freeze. We are back for another Dance the Story. Today we are doing Dancing in My Bones. There was a little girl, she went out to play one day, and she said, I've got dancing in my bones. 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 You did it. You danced another story with us. Then we do our port de bras. This is our arm section. First, fifth, open, open, V. See how I made a lovely little circle to get there? And back to en bas. And then we're going to do this dance one more time, and we're going to pretend like we're on the stage performing it, okay? Great job. Wonderful. Bye, guys.
A toast to 50 years of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. I am truly thrilled and honored to have been a part of this amazing transition from a fledgling company to a company of national renown. Thank you to all who made this possible. Thank you to Terry for bringing artistic excellence to the company, and welcome Susan. Cheers.
From all of us at MSA Safety, here's to 50 years on your golden anniversary, and a big warm welcome to Susan. Cheers.
We are so appreciative of the beautiful art brought to us by the Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. Certainly Terry has done a tremendous job producing outstanding dance, and I know that Susan will stand on his shoulders. Congratulations and cheers for Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre.
On behalf of the board
and former students,
thank you to the Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre for 50 years of artistic excellence. Cheers!
Hi, I'm Hilda Fu.
Hi, I'm Freddie Fu.
We're so excited today to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre.
As well as welcome the arrival of Susan to lead the Pittsburgh Ballet into the next century.
Welcome, Susan.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to 50 wonderful years. And Susan, welcome to PBT. Cheers.
To PBT, look how far you've come in 50 years. We can't wait to see what the next 50 bring. To Terry, here's to your next chapter. And finally to Susan, we are thrilled you have joined us to carry on PBT's wonderful legacy.
Cheers!
Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you joined us. Cheers!
Here's to 50 years of PBT, and welcome to Pittsburgh, Susan.
Cheers.
I want to welcome you tonight. Thank you for joining our celebration of Pittsburgh Ballet Theater's 50th anniversary season, our golden anniversary. And to welcome Susan Jaffe as our new artistic director. Welcome to Susan. Do you know, it's been an amazing season right from the beginning, and while it's culminating in unusual circumstances, the irrepressible spirit of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre, our school, our teachers, our dancers, our educators, we've been out there, and as you've witnessed tonight, it's not stopping our artists from creating great works to be shared virtually. And there's more to come. You know, at the very beginning of this season, we announced that we were going to launch a live music appeal. And we talked about the anonymous donor that's made a $3 million pledge to match every gift. And tonight, I'm pleased to announce that we are 58% of that goal. So despite the challenges, the live music appeal continues on through the season. And I especially want to reach out to you, the viewers, the audience, the people that love Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. You know, you're the reason why we've been here for 50 years. And it's because of that support and that love for Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre that we will be here for the next 50 years and beyond. So here's to the next 50 years.
It is a great privilege to work with the marvelous PBT Orchestra and the wonderful PBT dancers. Now, more than ever, we understand the impact of live music. Its power is transformative. We recognize our unique circumstances today, but despite them, continue to create outstanding art. I am very proud to introduce the musicians of the PBT Orchestra at home, but playing together something we all know and love, the waltz from Tchaikovsky's Sleeping Beauty.
What an amazing performance by the talented musicians of the PBT Orchestra under the leadership of our magnificent maestro, Charles Barker. Live music is something very special indeed and needs to be cherished.
And in celebration of Pittsburgh Ballet Theater's 50th anniversary season and live music appeal, Steve and I are happy to acknowledge a gift of $25,000 in honor of our new Artistic Director, Susan Jaffe. This money will be used to help support our musicians of the PBT Orchestra and to help ensure that our audiences have the opportunities to experience the power of live music for decades to come.
Here's to another 50 years. Cheers.
Welcome, Susan, to PBT. We're looking forward to working with you. Cheers, PBT, on 50 years of excellence.
I want to drink as a toast to the future, to the wonderful director that I know Susan is going to be, and to all of you that are participating in this very, very special 50th anniversary.
Hello, dear PBT. We're sending you our very best wishes for your 50-year anniversary.
Madame Susan Jaffe, with all my heart, I wish you a long and creative association with this wonderful company. Please reach out if I can be of any assistance.
You're going to love Pittsburgh. Stay well. Cheers.
Cheers.
To everybody out there, let's raise your glass. And this is to Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre and our 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre and to 50 more wonderful years.
Hope. That is a powerful message to end the night with. PBT is full of hope and excitement for the future. Please join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our artists and staff in welcoming Susan Jaffe as our Artistic Director, and in supporting the power of live music and ballet for years to come. To donate, please visit pbt.org/livemusic and support PBT in our goal to ensure live music at more than 500 individual performances for the next 50 years. Stay tuned for updates as we get closer to meeting that goal. Thank you all so very much for joining us tonight, and on behalf of everyone at PBT, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep dancing.
I'd like to do one more toast, and that would be to the dancers of Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre. And during this quarantine and coming back and spending 6 weeks basically at home in their hallways, in their spare bedroom or not spare bedrooms, in their basements, in their garages, and be able to have the floors delivered by Curtis, and to be able to have flooring in there, to have the staff at Pittsburgh Ballet Theatre help and be able to put these choreographic pieces together for social media. It's absolutely phenomenal. Here's off and hats off to all of you.
Here's the dancers.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody who's worked tirelessly from home to put this evening together. Thank you, and here's to you.
It's just been incredibly inspiring to watch the team work in such a beautiful way, and I want to congratulate all of them as well.